Entering the Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. We've waited, 2 years, frankly, but we've been talking about this every single week for the past 6 months, minus like the past 2 when we didn't do golf shows, but we're here. The 2025 Ryder Cup picks and preview. We're going to break down all the markets. We're going to go through everything you need to know. But first, I need you to smash the like to the channel, sub to Mayo Media Network. And I got a question for you guys. I want you to answer either in the description and the comment section of this video, podcast, wherever you're watching or listening right now. And I'll put the same prompt in the newsletter that I'll have out for the cheat sheet for the Ryder Cup as well at the rabbit hole. BetSportsGolf.com/Mayo get you 25% off. We are thinking about adding all of the Euro data. But here's the rub. It's expensive to get this Euro data and to revamp the entire system. We want to know if that is something that you guys want. Is that a deal breaker for you? If you could get all of the European or DP World Tour data in with the PGA data, that you could either mix them together, have them separately, whether you wanted to bet either side, play DraftKings either side, play head-to-heads, play Underdog, whatever it might be, you let me know if the DP World Tour stuff is a deal breaker for you. If it is, we can get it. And then we're off to the races. As long as we can afford to do it, we will do it for you. So please let me know. Geoff, this is your Super Bowl, pal. We're finally here.
It is the best week in golf. I love golf, and it is the best week golf has to offer. If you're a busy dad out there and you are just rattling your brain for a way to take it all in, I would even consider like throwing yourself down half a flight of stairs. You'll get the whole weekend. You'll lose Sunday with the boys, but you'll be Sunday in bed. It's just, listen, you run through every scenario. It is out there. I am so fired up, Pat. I support everyone, even without a wager. I love this event so much. My Euro beanie, my France pullover. I know it was a tough one for the USA, but it's absolutely gorgeous with all, like, you can't see it, but it's got like all the holes of Le Club National on this thing. I'm so fired up. Years ago, I thought I'd be in Bethpage, but I don't think you could pay me to actually go to Bethpage. I'd rather throw myself downstairs.
We figured that out last year at the President's Cup, that it's probably just better to watch it on TV.
It's something I'd want to experience, but unless I have, again, I'm being a snob, unless I have like creme de la creme, like corporate hospitality, I don't know how I could be on property with 100,000 people with 4 matches.
Like we could have got media passes for this and went. Like, yeah. It would have been the same as we had in Montreal, but with far more people on the grounds.
Yeah, far more people. Sure, we could have gone with a media credential, and that would have gotten Tim a free lunch and, less bathroom lines, which would have been greatly appreciated. But I feel like if I'm at this thing, I don't know how you're watching golf. You essentially spend your day drinking in a beer tent, which is incredible, which I would do in a past life. And at these prices, maybe that's like a tough call for some younger people in 2025.
Hell, it's a tough ask for some older people too. It is not cheap to go to the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, but older people would actually try to watch golf. Like younger people just be happy in a beer tent chanting all day. But I don't like to watch an actual shot. You have to be in position like 4 holes. Like 40 minutes before they get there, and you just see nothing. Sunday is probably fine because most of the course is being used like a regular golf event, even though the crowds are horrible. Anyway, it's going to be amazing. I'm not afraid of Long Island rich kids and New York sports fans. I know they'll be rowdy. I'll probably lose my bet, but that home field advantage, like a New York home field advantage, isn't enough to scare me off of a roster that I think is pretty freaking even.
Yeah, I tend to agree, and we'll get into the odds in a second. And it does feel like, and listen, the Americans have had a good success rate in the United States, but when you take a look at the past 25 years of the Ryder Cup, the home field advantage goes to the Europeans. That's where it makes the bigger difference. Usually in almost every single Ryder Cup you could point to, I would guess the Americans probably came in as favorites. They've always had the better team. They currently probably still have the better team. I do think that's debatable this time around for the first time in ages, but it feels like going to Europe is such a shock to the American team where, yeah, you're going to have the crowd, but I think the home field advantage is less of the crowd and more of the course and more of the setup, which just tends to be more unique and tailored when they play in Europe to the European team.
Yeah, I would totally agree. And even with, and listen, we acknowledge it. Talk to our, Pizzola goes to Sloan Analytics. I speak to him about the Ryder Cup. He always tries to remind me as I'm betting Europe through this year that, the top chief nerds will tell you the Ryder Cup is the greatest home field advantage in sport, bar none. Bar none. Enough that like the nerds don't even want to step in on a plus 160, plus 170, even if they think it's even because of home field, which is mind-boggling to me, but I'll lose a few bucks. That being said, Pat, I think overall now in 2025, the makeups of the team are so incredibly similar in terms of player types throughout the rosters that I don't even know what you could do. Now, I have no doubt they're so much deeper in the data. They know moving a tee box up 8 yards, back 10 yards can make a world of difference for the second shot and who that would benefit. I'm not that smart, but just looking at it from afar, I don't know how you could set it up to benefit one team or the other. They're too similar in player type.
Yeah, I would tend to agree because we're playing at Bethpage. It's a super long course. It's almost 7,400 yards. It's only a par 70 that you would guess you would want the biggest bombers on your team. That's always when we kind of think back to what has prevailed at Bethpage over the years. And there's some accuracy guys can get away with it as well. Like there's two different ways to play the course, but it just feels like the higher quality of that sort of player, like the long and straight player. You have Scheffler and then kind of everyone else. And most of the everyone else is on Team Europe.
Yeah, I mean, there was an era where Europe was led by, the Westwoods, the Sergios, the Donalds, the G-Max.
Yeah,
like
Poulter.
That player, Poulter, like that player type that got around a course differently. It was Rory and it was everyone else essentially in our lifetime. Now it just feels like, sure, Bryson's the longest, but bomber for bomber, like go head to head.
Basically, the European team used to trot out 11 Russell Henleys and Rory.
Can't argue that.
Like that was the player type, like accurate players off the tee, good with their irons, but they were always going to be playing from farther back, and they could get up and down and make some clutch putts. Now, Henley is probably towards the top end of that sort of player with the way that he's going right now versus like the Poulters of the world. Like Henley in his current form is better than Poulter ever was. Poulter just had the juice at the Ryder Cup.
It's like Henrik Stenson's 3 woods.
Yeah.
Right? I guess, like, who was the second biggest hitter of those Euro teams? Who are we? We might be forgetting some.
I guess it's Rom because he's been on the team for ages now.
Okay, yeah, I'm almost thinking about like the pre-Rom, like the Medina era almost.
Like they would bring like Cole Sertz from time to time. Like you'd always get like a random dude who was in there who could absolutely matter. Like Peters was on the team that one year. But other than that, like it was more that other type of player where it's completely flipped. Like looking at the team right now, the only that type of player really that the Europeans have at the moment are Lowry, Straka,
Hatton,
bomb. He's not like the biggest bomber, but he gets it out there. And Rose would be the other one. Those 3.
Yep.
I guess Bobby Mack, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But again, like I said, I don't know, where, the rough or like, I just don't know how the course setups. It feels like it's, the rosters man for man, the player types are so much more equal. I don't know how one could greatly benefit the other.
Well, the odds right now, we're going to use all the odds from coolbet.com. If you're in Canada, outside of Ontario, and want to wager on the Ryder Cup, Coolbet is the spot for you. Fastest payouts in the biz, and I'll have a PME exclusive boost on. I'm going all in on one angle this week, and I will save that for, it won't be towards the end of the show, but I'll be talking, you know what, fuck it, let's just do it right now. I think Matt Fitzpatrick, as long as he plays, is going to fucking dominate here. I think he has been basically the hottest player on the European side consistently over the past 2 months, 3 months coming in. He's been playing over in Europe and playing really well at the same time. And we're not asking him to close a 72-hole tournament here. He just keeps popping up with rounds that are awesome. Where did he win his major? Well, he won it just outside of Boston. He likes the Northeast. He is long and straight-ish off the tee. He has started to solve that problem that he had off the tee for like 18 months. That's gone now. He's back to being Matt Fitzpatrick, and he comes in super underrated. Now, if he was the favorite on the European side, I wouldn't love that. And we need to talk through who's going to be playing with who to make sure that he gets the requisite amount of reps out there. But I think if you're Team Europe right now and take a look at who like your 6 best players are, especially coming into contention, hell, even 4 coming in, I think that he's one of them. And you can get him 11-1 to be top European. His over-under in points is 1.75. I like that over. He's head-to-head with Morikawa at -110. I like him there. And I like him at overall point score at 25-1. If it was 6-1, I would hate it. But out of all the long shots here, I think that he is best equipped for this course in particular on this team to really do some damage.
I mean, there's a couple things you said in there that I can like.
We're here. It's so weird that how like giddy we get about doing NFC win totals and AFC win totals because we haven't talked about football in like 6 months and we get all fired up for it. It's been like 3 weeks and I'm so fired up to talk golf.
Okay. Yeah, it's all about the requisite opportunity. Like, do you see him going out day 1, round 1? Because if you play great round 1, then you're probably going out round 2, and then there's the chance to do, get the requisite matches. There's a couple things you said, like I'll jump on instantly. The points over under, even the head-to-head with Colin. You don't gotta rub the inside of my thigh to get me to play that one. So those I could be on. It was a strong case. I would argue the last 2 months, just to pick one hole, it's probably Tommy is probably the best European golfer in the last 2 months in terms of consistency and form. But he's an outlier. The total points, I don't know that I can get there on that. But if Matt Fitzpatrick is going to have a banger week, then that just sets up for me to make some good money.
So here is, since the Travelers Championship, post-U.S. Open for Fitzpatrick, he's gone T17, T8, T4, T4, T8, T32, T17, T6, 5th.
That's some pretty good freaking golf.
And he's kept playing. Like, after the FedEx, he didn't qualify for Eastlake, so he went and played the British Masters. He played the Omega European Masters. He played at Wentworth, and he came top 6 in all those tournaments. And those were good fields.
Yeah, no, I mean, in terms of form, yeah, you're making a case. The guy is coming in like a wagon. So here's the question, Pat. Like, who Højgaard and who else starts on the sideline?
Okay, so I looked back at this from the 2023 Ryder Cup, and the pairing was, so Fitz didn't play any foursome, which is the alternate shot. He played all of the 4-ball, and he played it with Rory, and they cleaned up in both of those. He was Rory's partner for both of them. So here were the teams for the Ryder Cup European squad in alternate shot, which I do think is the most important thing to try to figure out here. And they did a very good job of like leaving people in and out. Rahm played with Hatton, Ludwig played with Hovland, Lowry and Straka played together, and Fleetwood and Rory played together. Those were the 8 that went out. Now, if they ran back those exact same 8 for the opening 4 foursomes again, I wouldn't be super stunned. But like, it's the Lowry Straka group that I don't. Straka, he had that personal leave that he took off the BMW championship, and he came back and he was really bad, basically, since he's returned. I don't know if he gets out there, and Lowry is his most logical partner. Lowry also not playing the best of golf right now, so I think that is where it comes in. Could you put Fitzpatrick and someone together in that spot? It's the Lowry Straka spot, because I think that Ludwig will play with Hovland. I think that Rahm, I mean, they're on Legion 13. Rahm's playing with Hatton. They're already teammates. They know all about team golf. And with Rory and Fleetwood, it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
So I sort of agree with everything you said. I do sort of agree with what sort of happened at the back, though, Pat. You're right. I think Fitz he's like, there's really no logical reason Fitz doesn't get out there now. With the Straka hasn't hit a successful golf shot in a month, and I don't see Højgaard starting the day. So
So it's so it's
the math,
so
the
it's
maths.
so it's
here.
so then you have to figure out who plays with Fitzpatrick and if any of those are logical pairings. So it would be Rose and Fitzpatrick. I don't think they're sticking Rose out in alternate shot. I really don't.
No. Do you think Rose? Last year it was the Rose babysitting Bobby Mack, and Bobby Mack never lost a match. Do you think that they keep that thing going?
That would be my lean. Let's see. They halved with Homa and Clark.
But it was a big half. I don't know if you remember.
It was. Then
It was
they
a big half. Like, sorry.
They beat JT and Spieth together. So they were a team. So maybe that ends up being the team that they throw out. But that also wasn't an alternate shot. That was in best ball. Because Lowry, Straka played together in every alternate shot session. So maybe that's what they have them there for.
I've already bet the over-under.
But why wouldn't you just go loud? Like, even if let's say you cross off Straka, you don't want him out there in that. Maybe you just go. The problem is Straka is such the logical pairing for Lowry in alternate shot that if you have to play, it's not like you're going to keep guys on the bench the entire time and not give them any session. I think I'd rather have Straka out there in alternate shot rather than best ball, but that's me. So the only other part you could look at, you could go Fitzpatrick, Højgaard, Fitzpatrick, Rose, Fitzpatrick, McIntyre. I could see a Fitzpatrick, McIntyre team. Or you go Rory, Fitzpatrick and put McIntyre and Fleetwood together. Or you go Fleetwood. Fleetwood Fitz actually does make the most sense.
Yeah. There's so many permutations. I don't really hate all of them. Every time I try to play this game, I'm really wrong. I'm all in on the Fitzpatrick over points. I don't know that you can really talk me into him being like the true tour de force.
Well, it doesn't need to be though. If you're taking his over of 1.75 points, you like that. Let's say he plays 3 sessions, and that would be bad for the bet that I'm trying to make. But let's say he plays those and goes 3-0. I mean, they are plus 150 dogs in this. 3 points might be good enough to lead Team Europe. Like if the U.S. wins, 3 points from the losing team is usually good.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, the Europe over the top Europe at 12, the overall at 29. Sure. I mean, there's other guy. I mean, you could probably guess where my bets are.
Yeah, you bet on Ludwig.
So Victor. Yeah, I bet on the studs. Victor, I got a top overall at 28, and Ludwig, I got a top overall at 22, and I split those up with the teams. So those are like I cut those bets in half. They might be playing together, but they probably are. Last year they beat Scotty Scheffler and Brooks on like the 14th or 13th hole, maybe the 12th hole.
Beat them 9-7, Scotty and Brooks.
And then Brooks got Ludwig back in singles though. So credit to Brooks. Brooks, and credit to Brooks, little life, little fun. Michael Kim.
Shout out. Listen, has there ever been a better career move for any professional golfer than just randomly coming on the Pat Mayo Experience 3 times in 1 year and all of a sudden, you're top 30 in the world, you pick up a French Open win. So happy. Listen, I had money on Guido to win, and both the guys that I had in contention in the French Open just didn't do anything. Fortunately, he ended up sneaking into the top 5 with a 4-way split, so it was like a little bit of money, not enough to cover the week on the each-way 4-way split, but I could not have been happier for Michael Kim. What a stone's putt on 18.
Incredible. Like, what a moment of brilliance. I truly was thoroughly like entertained without a bet, pre-tournament or live, on that tournament on Sunday morning. Golf, for all like the shit that we give it, like they do play a lot. I always do, and do acknowledge on the other flip side is like week in, week out, golf like can be beautiful. And to me, like Brooks, Minwoo, Michael Kim, even Armitage, he's like the golf dad body golfer.
Has there ever been a sloppier looking golfer?
No, he looks like my foursomes. No, play like it, but I just mean, we're the paunch. It's out there. And then this Elvis Smiley kid and this who was just a showman. I didn't even realize he was French. I just had so much fun watching golf yesterday without a bet. It was just fun.
I like this. I like that they've moved all the like French Open, Wentworth. We got the Dunhill links after next week at the Ryder Cup, the British Masters, like putting all of those after the FedEx Cup. It's perfect because it gives me something to watch before football starts on Sunday. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And the courses look so good. Like
What
the Swiss one. I mean, I will go to bat for that the Swiss Open, whatever the hell they call it, the Omega European Masters. It's so lovely to wake up and just watch golf in the Alps.
Yeah, you could make a case it's actually a more beautiful watch than Pebble Beach, except like, well, there's morning dew at Pebble. There's like 6-hour fog sometimes in Cranes, so you can't see anything. Okay, so I guess the case is just simple. I'll go right back to it. If you're going to just play off the top for top point getter overall, I'm taking two young oxes who have the potential to get hot and play every freaking session. That's it. That's all. With ceiling game that I think can fuck at Bethpage so hard. Just like these guys can do major championship golf. So that's really it. I mean, I'm not picking Tommy, and I'm not picking the very top here. Tempted by Hatton to be a joker, a wild card, because I love him so much. But in the end, I just went with my Kelly Kapowski and Jenny Garth.
You took Ludwig and Victor?
Yeah.
So here are the odds right now. Again, coolbet.com if you want to go there right now. Scotty's 5-1, Rory's 9-1. This is for overall top point score. Rom's 10, Bryson's 11, Fleetwood's 11, Xander's 11, Cantlay's 12. Ludwig and Victor are 14 and 18. Did you happen to get better numbers than that?
For top overall?
Yeah.
Yeah, much better. And even this morning.
Okay. What were the numbers you got? Just throw that up.
28 on Victor and a 22 on Lud.
What was the Fitzpatrick number you saw then?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. I guess I should have looked there. I just went for the head-to-heads. Hold on. Open it up because we're in there. Event props.
Because I'm seeing like Thomas Henley, Cam Young, Hatton. All
okay, I can get. Yeah, they might. They'll. Yeah, I got you a pretty good number here, but we'll see how much they let me bet on it.
What is it?
It's 40.
40?
Yeah.
Can you put $50 on that for me?
There's no way they'll let me get 50. I'm going to be in full disclosure right now. Even my Victor 28, they only let me bet a little, but they let me make parlays. So I take these live soccer games that are 0-0 and no, this is what I do, Pat. I live bet like under 6 goals. So it's like minus 8,000 to add. It does nothing, but it just lets me make the bet, and I'm a gambler.
I did that on a same. There was a place that was offering a same game parlay 50% boost, profit boost on your parlay, and there was just 2 legs of a same game parlay I really wanted to play, so I just took the lowest over possible. It was like 13 points at minus 10,000 just to throw it on, so it would automatically qualify for the 50% boost.
Yeah, so I know that's like true to Jen what I'm doing, and the bets like even they let me make parlays of like $14. So I make like 3 of them and it gets me to where I want. And if there's like 8 goals in a soccer game, then I lose. But that's what I do to sort of beat the system on a book so stupid. Do you know who laughs? Like, no one laughs harder at these dumbass algorithms on these sports books that won't let me bet. They won't let me bet like $40 on the first touchdown. Like get out of town. My bookie is laughing at you. Like he's laughing at you. Okay, I'll just give me a moment. I'll see what they'll let me get on Fitz, even if it's just a nibble for you, and then maybe I could go to work for you after.
That's okay. I mean, I can try to figure out where these lines are at and go find them myself. I just don't want to do it.
We probably know people, Pat, who are like really bad gamblers and like DraftKings VIPs, and if like I'm sure you know 1 or 2 of them, and they'll probably let you get whatever you want on it.
It's true. I mean, I could probably just phone my guy and he'll get it figured out, although I'm not currently in a place where I can use that. So if we're trying to think about if we had to pick,
okay, let me bet 11, and I'm putting it in for you because I probably owe you a few bucks, so it's just a magic $11. Oh my God, now they took it to 0.
So it's not it.
I have no money on Fitzpatrick. I guess I've used as much of the money they'll let me win on this market on my guys. I'm really sorry, but
it's okay.
Sorry,
okay.
I just want to hook you up. But I'm just telling you, you know someone, shoot off a text. You'll get whatever you need on Fitz 40.
Perfect. Appreciate that. Who do we think is going to play all 5 times for the Euros? Rory?
I think they'll do whatever they need to win. Rory, Rom, like whoever, like
Rom and Hatton did not play all 5 sessions in Rome. Rory did. Rory played them all, and Ludwig and Hovland played them all.
so.
And Fleetwood played them all.
Here's
think.
the truth of the matter.
Not Fleetwood. No, that's wrong.
There
He
is
played 4.
just no way. I don't want to read too much into Rome, Pat, because they had such a cushion they could rest guys. Like, just, I'm going to rest you. They won 4-0 out of the gates. Like, they could literally, like, okay, now we're going to maybe, like, get everyone to optimal rest. This, to win a roadie, that will be impossible. Like, right? It will be impossible. So I think Luke and Rory, who says only like 4 things matter to him in the world of golf, they will empty their tanks. Like, they, everyone wants to win this so bad. They don't get to be how I feel about this core group. It doesn't matter unless you win a roadie. Like, that's the only thing that makes your group cemented. And I think they'll go balls to the wall, and I think they'll have to. They will not have a scoreboard that will allow them to potentially rest anyone. I mean that.
Okay, so the 5 most likely Euros to play all 5 sessions are Rom, Hatton, Fleetwood, Rory, Victor, and Ludwig. Those 6.
Yeah.
And then you have to try to figure it out another way. Because if all of a sudden Ludwig and Hovland like get blown out in the first match, they probably don't go back out for the afternoon, and then someone else could possibly sneak in there. So the bet on Fitzpatrick is probably the Americans win, for one thing, and that he gets to play in that first session. He wins in that first session.
Yes, of course. And then he's just out there. And then, like, the same case you made for Fitzpatrick, although the odds could be shorter, I could see someone making for Bobby Mack also.
I think that they would put. I mean, I don't know why I think it's just because he's playing better and historically just plays this region of the country very well. Has won a major up here, plays hard courses really well, plus the form. I think we'll see Fitz before McIntyre. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, potentially.
Because I could see, because if they were using Fleetwood and Rory as an alt shot team last time and they don't want to use Straka this time, I could see them going to Rory and Lowry and putting Fleetwood with Fitz.
Yeah, that's very much in play.
But I think that the thing that we know the most is that Rom, Hatton, Victor, Ludwig, like those 2 teams, I think are most definitely going out for the Euros.
So if there's over 6.5 goals in Cessna Torino under 20s, I'm in trouble. But it's 1-0 at halftime.
All right, do you put that in with Fitz at $50, see what it gets us?
I'll try. I don't know that they'll let me do 50, but I'll get you what I can. And I'll have to pick a new soccer game for that one because these are from before.
Okay, well, if you see a nice live Dubai soccer game, just something that's minus 10,000 to help me out here. So
what's funny is the 2 European top score markets, though, Pat, don't reflect. They're more on par with the rest of the regular odds out there. Like Fitz to be top Euro is just 12-1.
Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing as well. So they're really overinflating. I mean, maybe not, just they're adjusting with the odds. If the Americans are minus 150 favorites to win this entire thing, it would make more logical sense that a European would not be the top scorer.
Yes, and this website also put out a Ryder Cup odd without Scotty. Like, I assume that means you just subtract Scotty's points.
In fairness, I mean, I'll sprinkle, I suppose, on the top Fitz at 40-1, most definitely. But I'm more interested in top European score rather than overall score, honestly. Like,
and I would agree with that. And I would just say, I know we haven't spoken about America. We'll do that. I think Scotty's winning like 4 points. So I'm afraid of that market. And I'm really afraid of top overall.
Is there any player that you can look at, like just points in general, that you'd want to go under on? Like if you have Europe to win, which you do, and that's the path that you want to take? Or do you just fade some of these, like Ben Griffins, JJ Spawns, Harris English, like the guys,
I'll be
and
honest.
just hope they don't step up?
I will take a better shot. I'm more looking, this could be dangerous. I'm more looking to fade Bryson.
Really? How come?
He hasn't played in a while.
I mean, he had to try to chip in for underdog to win someone a Bentley.
He just hasn't played in a while. Like for how great he is, it's also like a fine line to the other side. And I know like Bryson can, yeah. So I'm even looking like to get like a Rom v Bryson like points. Bryson is the higher end American that I'm looking to pick on, and they did not give me an opportunity to bet Cantley at a number I wanted because they know what a dog he is.
Straka under 1.25 points at even money is a good look from the European side, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Straka's got this like 2-session vibe, right?
Yeah, he's going to play. It feels like he's going to play once, then he's going to play singles.
Yeah. Straka feels right now just, I mean, maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe like he's striping it on the range. But as I sit here on Monday morning, over under sessions played for Straka, like I don't think he's playing. It'd be like 2 to the under would be heavy juice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, even money is the under on 1.25. And maybe we're just dead wrong on Straka. I mean, it's not like I haven't sat here and confidently said things that are completely wrong before.
Yeah, no, listen, all these guys, they're so good that, yes, some of them haven't played or haven't been like very good in a while. It's going to cost me money. But if somehow Morikawa comes out and he's Iron Morikawa and he's hitting putts and he's like the Morikawa that we all sort of like know existed, that got distracted by his own tears, I'm not surprised. I'm almost waiting for it, but I've been betting against it for so long that I'm going to keep riding the train.
Now that I'm old, I've had to come to the fact that I just don't bounce back the way that I used to. I don't wake up in the morning feeling normal. And now that football season has started, that is absolutely unacceptable. I got work to do in the morning, and I got kids that are waking up. It's no good. But that isn't a problem anymore because I found ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol. The ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic, invented by PhD scientists to tackle the rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for the rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol the first drink of your night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel the best tomorrow. Go to zbiotics.com/PatMayo to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use PatMayo at checkout. ZBiotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/PatMayo and use the code PatMayo at checkout for 15% off. For over a century, Johnny Walker has shared its bold spirit with the game of golf. Now, crafted with Devereaux Golf, Johnny Walker introduces the Johnny Walker Blue Label-inspired Sunday Golf Bag, elevating the game with sleek design, Blue Label hues, and refined gold accents. Celebrate your hole-in-one with a premium Sunday bag crafted by Devereaux Golf. Submit proof of your achievement to johnnyWalker.com/blue-in-1. Please drink responsibly. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/PatMayo and get on your way to being your best self. Sometimes we turn to some funny places for support, but not everyone's a therapist. Not everyone is the one. Find your right match with BetterHelp. What you need to do is actually talk to a quality therapist, and BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the United States. It's also completely online. You can pause your subscription whenever you need to and switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/PatMayo. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PatMayo.
Let's talk Team USA. Because we have more data points for the USA and trying to figure this out. Scotty's playing all 5 times, correct?
Without a doubt. The dude cried. He got dummied by Kelly Kapowski and Jenny Garth. Kelly Taylor. I mixed that up. It's Kelly and Kelly. It's my Kellys. And then one character, one human. He got dummied by them and he cried.
There was only one American to play all 5 sessions in Rome. Do you know who that player was?
Xander Cantlay?
Max Homa.
Oh, he was good.
He was their best guy.
So good. Yeah, he was so good.
He led. Well, that's the thing. If you take, that's why I think Homa is a good comp for Fitz in the way that he scored 3.5 points and he won by 1.5 points over everyone else on the American team in a losing effort. So if you think that America wins, I think that more of these guys from the bottom get opened up for that market. Scheffler was, let's see here, he won 1 point. He was 0-2-2. Played 4 times. But he's going to play 4 times. If we try to guess pairings, we didn't see Xander and Cantlay at the President's Cup go every single time. It was Cantlay, Schauffele, Finau, Cantlay, Burns. They basically took Burns off of Scotty and put him into the mix with the Xander Cantlay combo. Do you think they'll do that again?
No, I don't think anything is guaranteed to be. I'm not assured anything is happening again.
I can tell you one thing. I mean, obviously, I'm not 100% on this, but Scotty's playing with Henley in all shot.
So does that not make Henley as an attractive top rookie?
Yes, but I think the market reflects that, doesn't it?
Yeah, as Pizzola would say, it's all in the number. It is all reflected in the number. Just how Burns is squeezed down the board because they think he might score a match or two, right?
The move would actually be to bet Henley as top scorer and just hope that he wins his singles match like Scotty
like a Fleetwood Molinari situation.
Exactly. Like you just take the worst part of the team.
Always.
But the issue becomes when we take a look at the, let's see here. Scheffler, Henley, Morikawa, Henley sat, and then Scheffler, Henley. So they played 3 times out of 4 sessions at the President's Cup, which is pretty good.
They played 3 and that makes total sense. We saw it first person, and even that week, it was a pairing that people on the ground seemed it was an easy pairing to project would happen, and it happened, and they were successful.
Yeah, and then you had Xander playing with Finau. Those were the Cantlay and Burns type ones. Yeah, you had Schauffele and Finau twice together, which was really weird. But then you had Cantlay and Burns twice together, and those were for best ball. In both the alt shot sessions, Cantlay was with Schauffele both times, and they were 1-1. Morikawa played with Burns and Thigala, so they didn't get paired up the same. So those would be the only ones of reoccurring names that come through. Rick actually tweeted out Monday morning the guys that were out practicing together. So you had Bryson, Griffin, Thomas, and Young as a practice group. Henley, Scotty, Spawn, and English. Burns, Cantlay, Morikawa, and Schauffele. So if we can glean anything from that, they're probably going to be paired together within those groups. The other, I don't know if it's going to be for sure in every single time, but Cam Young, Bryson makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, apparently at some point in the year they were playing the same ball, but not anymore.
Well, so Bryson doesn't even know what ball he's playing at this point.
So there would just be, I'm just saying, for a level of familiarity on that would be, oh man, that's so fun. I love this event so much. I love that, I've made my bet. But I just want it to be awesome. And if the US dummies them, people think I'll be sad. No, I don't care. I'll care the same way I'll care I lost a football bet like the Patriots fucking yesterday. God damn it. I just want it to be amazing. I can't wait. And like, I'm going to have money on Europe, but the thought of Cam Young and Bryson being amazing together makes me so happy and excited.
So here's the other part of this. Bryson is second in odds for being the highest projected American point scored. Scotty plus 180, Bryson 4-1, Xander plus 850, Cantlay 11, Morikawa, Thomas, Cam Young, all 18-1. Henley is 10-1, Burns is 14-1 in the off chance that they get paired up with Scotty, I'm pretty sure. And then Ben Griffin, Harris English, and JJ Spawn. JJ Spawn is, weirdly enough, JJ Spawn, JJ Spawn's 16-1, so he's down there as well. I think the move would be, if you think that Bryson and Cam Young are a team, that you just bet Cam Young top American point scorer at 4 times the odds of Bryson.
Yes, but again, I've already kind of said, like, if I'm picking on a top end player this week, it's
sure. But let me ask you this: do you ever get this stuff wrong?
Oh no, I'm all the time, and
so that seems like a worthy hedge. Like, if you want to fade Bryson, the market to fade Bryson is going to be really good. If you're wrong and Bryson's really good, having the guy paired up with him at 4.25 times the odds is probably the move.
Yeah, I mean, Cam is probably like, I mean, we do the show together.
No.
Of all the guys on the American roster, Cam Young is probably my favorite golfer. Like, I don't mean the best golfer. I mean the guy that I stand for the hardest. Other than who I'm not a fan of Cantlay, I just couldn't imagine. I just didn't understand what other people were seeing. Like what sport they followed, what Ryder Cups they follow, how they even understand how the thing works. So I got in a position where a guy who I said drives a white van unmarked and is a psycho, all of a sudden I stand. Have I ever made fun of Tommy Fleetwood or Ludwig or Victor like that? No. If I like you, I'll hold your water. Yeah, so there's that. I love Cam Young. If he's great, that would be amazing with the crowd. Oh, Bryson and Cam with the crowd. Like, now I have this moment, like, if Europe loses and Bryson and Cam are amazing with that crowd, and I'm going to have so much fun laid up in bed. I can't wait.
Should we be betting this now, or should we wait until at least we know Wednesday evening what the pairings are for day one?
Pat, you want to know something? As much as I say I'm not going, I keep looking at my life, and the Chargers are playing the Giants this weekend. In New York, I mean.
Well, that would be in New Jersey.
Sorry. So that's not quite flying down a flight of stairs, but it's a different flight.
You're gonna take a flight. You're not gonna take the Greyhound from Toronto to NYC?
What? I don't even know where that came from.
I had friends who did it. Friends who wanted to go to New York for the weekend. They took the bus down.
A different time of life on different budgets, sure. But if I'm like doing this, it's almost like I ignore the budget and I'll deal with it later. I don't think it's possible though. I got too much going on.
Do you think Bryson gets out every session? Because I don't.
No, I don't. But I he could if he's playing great. And it's just a firecracker, then yeah, they'll just keep running it out. But again, as I've said, I am the lane I'm picking is that no, because I am projecting him not to perform like Bryson, which is really dangerous. Yeah, I'm going to pay for that. I think.
Yeah, especially at a long, hard course. That's basically where you want to play Bryson.
I agree, but it's not all Bryson. He's got to be dependent on other people. And I would take, I'm attracted to like a Rahm over Bryson week.
Okay. I mean, they're about the same.
Yeah.
Is there value, do you think, it all depends on what you think of Xander at the moment. That Xander Cantlay combo plus 850, 11-1 as top American point scorer. Seems like if you were going to take a shot, that might be one to do it on.
They didn't give me enough on Cantlay. I'd have bit. They're just, Xander's another one. Oh, he had the kid, right? That's why he's not hurt. He had a kid. Good for
Who had
Xander.
A kid?
Xander. That's why he pulled out a Napa.
Oh, is it? He had a kid? I did not know that. I thought he went back in for his Marilyn Manson surgery. Didn't work out too well. He had to go get another rib removed or something.
Okay. I hope I have that right. I don't want to put false baby swag on a guy. Yeah. I mean, it's a safe duo. to feel like you'll get the reps. And
Oh yeah, he did.
Cantley's a dog. He's the dog. He's the only guy on the U.S. team that seems to crave the cauldron, maybe other than Justin Thomas, who we haven't spoken about. I don't know whether you're on a back or fade or indifferent to JT.
I don't know how much he's gonna play. Like, how does he fit in? Like, how does he fit? Like, how much?
Getting the rest?
How much do you reward Justin Thomas for being Justin Thomas, the body of work that you've put up, when you're clearly doing that for Cantlay at the moment, and you're doing it for Xander because he's just not in great form right now? He did have a kid, by the way. Do you know what he named his kid?
What?
Victor.
Okay, good. I mean, that's probably.
Should I be running that out? I mean, Victor's a pretty strong name. I would spell it like Victor Hovland, though. Okay, I have to come up with a name.
Victor is a great name.
Solid
and
name.
I'll tell you, like, I think of Victor Newman. What a legend that guy was. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't. Who is Victor Newman?
Young and the Restless.
Oh, okay.
Dude, that guy was Newman Enterprises. Listen, I'd play video games in like the corner of the room, and then in the basement, my mom would be on the treadmill watching her soap opera. That is like my after school memory. There, sorry.
I when I used to head over to my grandma's, it would just be her. Like, there's the main TV, but she would just stand in the kitchen, smoke cigarettes, and watch this little TV with just soap operas all day long.
Man, that was like a lifestyle in the 80s, 90s, like back in the day.
Oh yeah. Then she quit smoking one year. It was on my birthday. She quit smoking. That was like 40 years ago. Actually, it would have been 40. It was like 30 years ago. But she used to, like, I used to like hide that I smoked when I was like 21, 22. And I'd come back, or I'd like go to her place, and like she knew. She's like, I love the smell of your jacket. It's great.
I'm pretty sure I could hold my own in like a 1992 through 97 Young and the Restless trivia contest.
Well, maybe we should set that up. We can do that as a live show, because we're doing the Monday Night Football watch along next week for Jets Dolphins. Maybe we can find a Young and the Restless person to combat you one-on-one in a trivia contest.
Who could, like, a trivia contest where you're talking Young and the Restless and Eric the Midget / Eric the Actor. Okay. R.I.P.
So if it's not Scheffler USA points, you like Cantlay, but you don't like the number?
If it's not Scheffler USA points, yeah, then I guess oh my God, I don't really like anyone. Then US is in trouble unless someone else just ran the table.
Well, do we think that one of the new guys is going to get paired up with someone good? Because that's the other angle to take here. Like, how do Griffin, Henley, we know Henley isn't. English.
So Henley would be the guy I'd bet for most points.
Sure, but he's 10-1. So for most American points.
I'm actually so afraid of Scotty. I'm just out. I'll look for the top US score without Scotty Market.
I don't think you need to, man. It's the Ryder Cup's weird. It's not like Tiger was even in Tiger's dominant period, he was not dominant at the Ryder Cup.
Listen,
he did have like, they used to put him with the biggest nut low partners, but whatever.
Yes, well, that was part of like a flaw in USA golf where like the best players didn't perform, but they didn't like treat it on the, like, it was just they'd show up and play, and the whole Tiger and Phil bugaboo that was obviously hindered the squad. But you're not wrong to argue, Pat, that American best players in the world don't go to the don't have a history of performing at the Ryder Cup. You're not wrong. I cried though, and I feel different about what this guy's intentions are.
Based on what the groupings that Rick put out are, it looks like JT and Griffin might be a team, and English and Spawn might be a team, or they mix in with Scheffler.
I think Spawn can be like a dirty wild card here.
I would run him out first, because if you get good Spawn, he's one of like the 5 best players here. It's just if you get bad Spawn, he's like the worst dude.
So I hadn't thought of it like that, but that's actually a great strategy, because sometimes you watch Spawn and it is like an unconscious pin-seeking missile, and every putt flirts with going right in. Like, and this isn't like a one-off. I'm not referencing like even tournaments he does not win, he'll miss some of those putts. But when you're right, if they can find out whether he's on right away or not, that is as almost important as their top guys being good.
And he makes a lot of logical sense with Scotty or with Henley. And I guess with English too. That's why all those four of them are out together, because those four kind of all have the similar style, right? Like Scotty, obviously the best version of it because he's long and straight and he's the best iron player. And now he's like the best putter in the world somehow. But Spawn, Henley, and English are all kind of like lesser versions of that same skill set. Where, I mean, Morikawa and Thomas really feel like two odd men out here with how they play. Because
like
ideally Morikawa would be part of that group. He's just not playing well enough.
Hinge players for the Americans.
If you had to guess, 2.5 sessions, I guess that everyone's going to get to 3.5 sessions for Thomas and Morikawa, would you go over or under? I'd go under.
Oh my God. I had a question for you, but now I got to ask the answer this one.
You can ask me that one and we can trade thinking about questions.
So you took that group of guys, that are all kind of the same, but who from the group is most likely to be the one singles guy of the Team USA?
It kind of feels like Morikawa or Thomas of the guys that we would respect as being very good, because I think they're going to try to get Spawn in. I mean, Henley is going to be playing, and they're going to get a Ben Griffin, Sam Burns, like those guys are going to play too.
So of the lower tier, English is the guy you think will play the least.
Yes, that would be my guess. But if it was Ben Griffin, that wouldn't shock. I mean, it would, based on how well Ben Griffin has played, it actually would shock me that he would be the one that they left out. Harris English and Morikawa and Justin Thomas are the three that make the most sense to put on the back burner right now.
So almost like what we said with Spawn, don't you have to throw those guys out early and see what's up?
No, well, I mean, you have to pick your poison with it. I think that if they're going to throw the two out there early, it's Spawn and Griffin that they would turn to first, because you're going to have Xander Cantlay, you're going to have Scheffler and Henley, and then you're going to have what is like the next team? Bryson and Cam Young are a team, and then you have this other two spots. What is that team day one in alt shot? Like Griffin and Spawn kind of make sense, don't they?
Yeah. But the problem Pat, I know what you're saying, but there's no way Keegan does not throw like Justin Thomas and Morikawa out there and be like, you guys have to nut the fuck up.
Two players sat in alt shot. Actually, no, that was in 4-ball. Session 1 at the President's Cup. Thomas was one of the guys who sat. Was Thomas even on the team? Yeah, they didn't take him, did they? On the President's Cup team. It was like, yeah, he didn't play. It's like, oh yeah, he wasn't on the team. Yeah, he was like they took him in Rome like last second, didn't they?
Yeah, I could see them. No, he didn't make Rome. He was so bad. He
was the last guy that they took, and they paired him with Spieth.
Oh,
and he played 3 of the 4 matches. Like looking at it, Morikawa and Ricky played together in alternate shot, and Scheffler and Burns, it looked like, played together in alt shot. I gotta think Henley wasn't there, so I gotta think that's Scheffler Henley now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the best buds, Scheffler getting out with his best bud in team play hasn't been as successful. I mean, maybe they got off the mat in Montreal, but that's a fuss. That's false.
Yeah, I wouldn't look too much into that. Are we just overlooking Rory? This could be the
yes.
It has been the year of
sessions.
Rory.
Yes, because it is 5 sessions, and we're sort of just finding ways around it. We spent like a half hour finding ways around Rory being the top scorer when he is.
Rory's 9-1 to be the top scorer.
You know what? What did I do? I don't even like that I got good number. That's the bet to make.
Is that the bet?
If I was telling someone, like, I've got my bets, I'm betting my guys. If I'm asked or I do a hit today or something on a a show, for a wagertainment product, Rory 9-1, go 5 matches. Rory McIlroy, Beth Page.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's almost like, Pat, I'm so just wanting to be like cool and call something that I don't even look at the top. And I don't think that's not fair. I mean, I'm an idiot. I mean, that number for Rory is not fair. And I bet you it could be shopped for something maybe even a midge higher.
So yeah, I like that. Now we're talking. So here's what I want to do. All right. We got the Johnny Walker picks of the week for the Ryder Cup. Here's what I'm coming with you at. I got Fitzpatrick over 1.75 points. Hopefully I can get Fitzpatrick 40-1 to be top point scorer, but I'm going to take the 12-1 as top European. But I might just, in lieu, unless you were able to get down that 40 for me on Fitz, I might just take Rory 9-1 to be the best player overall. And if things go south, maybe Fitz can sneak himself in at 12-1 as top European, and Straka under 1.25 total points for the Ryder Cup. And then I do want to wait till Wednesday to find out when the first pair, like the first pairs are going out. That will dictate so much, especially if you're just trying to play some of these like over, under, or head to heads. Like that's going to dictate everything. Yes, the odds will change as soon as those names get released, but it might be worth it to do it that way too.
Yes. So let me say this. Sure, there's a book or two that is smart enough that will pull it, right? When they know the announcement's coming. There will be books that will not pull things. They're busy. It's football season. There will be a book or two if you're just an aware consumer. And I'm not even smart enough to tell you which ones it will be. I mean, we can guess, but there'll be books that don't pull it. So there will be a window to hit these things the moment the matchups come out. So just be ready and waiting, Pat. And let me tell you something. I got you $17 down. It's the most they'd let me. And I got it to 41-1 with I live bet Albion FC minus 3,500 in the 88th minute, and they held on to win.
Yes.
So
Albie.
It's
my guys. Where is that?
I think I don't know. 17 pays 700. So that's what I got for you. I can try again.
No, that's good. That's probably all I need on the 40-1. I don't think Fitz is going to be the top scorer, but just having that out at $17, it'll be good enough. And I'll invest the rest of my money elsewhere.
Yeah. So we got, and let me just make sure all my over-unders are looking, are cruising. But I'm not joking. I do wish that I would tell any normie to bet Rory 9-1.
All right. And you're on Europe. I guess I should make a pick for the Ryder Cup. Screw it. I'll pick Europe plus 150. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm not American. I'll root for Europe. I'm rooting for them anyway.
So, yeah, I'm just on Europe. I think the rosters are incredibly close. You could sense the whole year how even these things were. I'm not a Sloan Analytics nerd, and I'm going to take the plus juice to offset the home fields. That's just how I'm going to roll. I'm going to say something stupid, but when's the last time like a New York sports team won anything?
Well, it hasn't been in football in what's going on 9 months now.
These rabid New York Islander fans. Like, I know they're crazy, but do they ever win a game?
Hey, listen, they won 4 straight cups in the 80s. Leave them alone.
On it, respect Mike Bossy, Trottier, the Dennis Potvin, the crew. I could probably do more, but I don't want to. That's just a joke to say, like, you know, when we were younger, maybe like the New York sports fan could do something. Maybe the people going, their uncles, you know, could change the outcome of a game. But I'm not afraid of Long Island rich kids and Wall Street bootlickers. Like, I'm just not afraid of them to not take this plus money in what I see as two very even teams.
I'm with you. I see this as being fine. I just really hope it. I don't really care who wins. I just want it to come down that, like, while I'm watching football on Sunday, that I actually am somewhat glued to what the results are going to be at the Ryder Cup. I want it to be down to the wire. That's all I really ever want at the Ryder Cup. And especially after being at the President's Cup when the internationals made the comeback, one of the best days ever I've had at a sporting event live. And then like a day later, it was just over.
Yeah, but it was a beautiful, fun afternoon on property. Like you know, if I lose a bet on Sunday, it'll get quashed with, it'll just feel like I made a really bad football bet. Really. Yeah. Right? Like, I love golf ends and football season on Sunday. The ledger just mixes in. Go Europe, but I'm literally, when I say I'm just cheering for great golf, that's all I'm cheering for. and it is the best. We are so lucky we don't get match play. It is better. We see the greatest shots in the world this week, Pat, because these guys, they make so much fucking money and their whole objective is to just get the ball in the hole and don't make double bogey. They'll swallow bogeys because they know they can make birdies. But when you get match play and your buddy's in tight or your opponent and you're in a bad spot, we see wizardry. And like, that is something we just don't get at any point on the PGA Tour. And that is what makes match play so glorious. I can't wait. Thanks to everyone for putting up with me for most of the year. I would have spoken about it more, like if Pat didn't rein me in. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. And in 2 years, we're going to be in Ireland and it's going to be great. And I don't know, like Pat, when did the Ryder Cup get so big? I guess is the question. When did it get so feisty and big? Because I watch all these history pieces and there were so many years where it, like, I don't know, up maybe the late 80s, the 90s. I don't remember when it got like tense, I guess.
Maybe it's always been this way and we just care more now.
Maybe. And it was just a what the Keegan conversation did to the Ryder Cup this year was we just made it a year-long thing. And that was beautiful. And if Keegan wins, then he's probably going to run it back. And I wonder who's going next for Europe. But I could do this all day. I mean it. And it's finally here. So you can just shut me up now.
Well, that will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Smash like, sub to the channel on the way out. Always available on the podcast feed, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get it. And in the comment section, or reply to the newsletter that I put out with the cheat sheet probably Wednesday night for the Ryder Cup. Maybe I'll do it on Thursday morning because this doesn't start until Friday with all of the finalized bets. Maybe I'll put that out after the teams have been announced, at least for the day one matches. But I want to know if the Euro data at the rabbit hole at betspertsgolf.com is a deal breaker for you. If we got it, would you join? Just please let me know, and that will really influence our decision on what we're going to do there going forward. All right, I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the Ryder Cup. I'll see you next time.
Mayo Experience! Experience!